couple games here.
Okay, I'm actually in my workshop here, and we've got NFL Network here,
This is a win.
trying to figure out the schedule here, who the Cowboys are going to win.
6 critical games on the schedule that'll make or break their season.
So they got us beating the Giants, the Lions, the Titans, the Redskins, Tampa, Colts, Eagles.
Look at who they've got to play. Now, these all have NFC implications. All these games right here. You start off against Carolina, and you've got Seattle in week 3. I think those are 2 losses right there on the road early. Cowboys were 6-2 last year on the road. I know that, but those are some tough teams right there. So I've got them going.
Seattle's done nothing to improve.
Start off the season. Now, I think they take it out on the AFC because I think this is a big win right here on Sunday Night Football, and then another big physical win against the Jacksonville Jaguars. So
that's the one I question.
Omar, this is where it really gets interesting right here. The NFC South.
This is a critical game because if they get past this Falcons game, then they have 4 of their next 5 at home. To finish up.
And I've got them coming off this tough loss against the defending world champions, the Eagles. And in the Battle of the Birds right here, I got this as another loss, right? Back-to-back losses on the road. Now they come back on Thanksgiving. They take care of business with Washington. But this game right here against the Saints, this game could make or break their entire season. You've got Drew Brees, right? You've got Alvin Kamara. You've got Mark Ingram. You've got a potent offense. Can Dak, now that it's his team, without all that production, can he find a way to get this win? I think they do. And I think that gets them to 10 wins, and I think that's enough to get them in as a wild card.
So 10-6, good for a wild card spot in the playoffs. That's how they get to the postseason. Steve Wyche and Kim Jones rejoining us now on why they'll get to the postseason.
All right, Kim, Sean has Dallas going to the postseason. Give me one reason why.
This is interesting here.
Zeke, I think you feed him like you did when he was a rookie. He stays on the field this season behind that offensive line. He had, 1,600 plus yards as a rookie, 15 touchdowns. That's the kind of production playoff teams can get from a running back. I think that's Dallas's path.
And we also seen him emerge as a receiver. I'm going to take it to the other side of the ball. I'm going to say defense. Now, you see they've got DeMarcus Lawrence up front. They've got Irving up front. They can get pressure. But now Chris Richard, the former defensive coordinator for the Seattle Seahawks, who
man crush
at Legion of Boom, he takes over a fairly young secondary. I think they get more takeaways than they've had before. That's been an issue.
What am I telling you?
More takeaways to give the offense the ball.
Turnovers are the key to end your woes.
Give me a reason why they don't make the playoffs.
The Eagles, and the explosive Giants offense, I think, plus Witten and that represented over the past 2 seasons, Steve, about 40% of Dak's passing yards and first downs, closer to 50% of his touchdowns. That's a lot to replace.
Yeah, and I'm kind of with you. I'm going to say that they're lack of playmakers, okay? Yeah, Dez and Witten, they weren't the Dez and Witten in their peaks that we saw a couple of years ago. But as you mentioned, they represented a lot of the offense. And who on their roster right now? Okay, they got Allen Hurns from Jacksonville. We'll see. But in the red zone, on that needed third down, who's going to be the guy to make a play? That has to develop, I think, if they are going to make the playoffs.
Wow.
A lot of star power in this
so that was interesting.
Memorial tournament presented by Nationwide. Peyton Man.
This is one of those ones that you have to shake your head. Giants, potent offense. Okay, I'm sorry. You just lost all credibility right there. What has said anything about the Giants having a potent offense? The Giants, even in 2016, could not score the football. It was their defense that got them there. Giants, potent offense. Now, I know they got Barkley. You know, they've got the turnover machine that is Eli Manning. And they have Odell Beckham Jr. coming back. But they had almost all that last year and couldn't bust the great. Well, they lost Brandon Marshall, of course, early. But Brandon Marshall's on the tail end side of his career. They've had Odell for years and still have not been a great scoring team. Now, the games that I will say, Carolina, playing in Carolina, that'll be a tough game. Tough game. And in fact, the Dallas Cowboys are one of the very few teams that when they win their first game of the season under Jason Garrett, they don't make the playoffs. It's a crazy statistic. That's where I always say that Jason Garrett has all of the records that you don't want to have. And that, unfortunately, is one of them. That one will be a tough one. The other one that I will disagree with is playing Seattle. Seattle hasn't really done a lot to improve. In fact, I would say Seattle has gone downhill. Yes, they signed Brandon Marshall, but I said Brandon Marshall is a guy that you look at and say, it's not that great. He's 35 years old. Their offense has not done a lot to improve, and their defense, you've got to say, losing Richard Sherman, possibly losing Earl Thomas, losing Cam Chancellor, using Sheldon Richardson, losing Cliff Averill. That defense and Chris Richard is in a big flux. So you can't say that defense is going to get better than where they ended up last year, 13th in points. And their offense, with the lack of draft picks, they didn't do that much to improve their offense. So to say that the Cowboys are automatically going to lose that one, that's the one I definitely question. And I also believe, and I know all of you Falcon fans are going to go ahead and give me crap, but go ahead, because I'm right about the numbers with Matt Ryan. I think Cowboys will win that game in Atlanta. I think Atlanta will be going downhill. They're going to be one of those teams that made the playoffs that half of the teams next year don't. Atlanta is one of those teams that have been up and down all the time. Now, last year, they did make the playoffs after making the Super Bowl the year before, but I think they're on the tail end side of it. I think they're going to still miss losing Shanahan as the offensive coordinator. I don't think that offense is going to be that good. But I'm back from Waynesboro, and it's been a long commute today, 150 miles. But I wanted to get back out here and do some more stuff. I'm actually going to do, so people have been asking me how I built this and stuff like that. I've got clips of all of the parts and stuff and how to do this. It's kind of long, so I'll make a couple of videos with it. It'll probably be 3 parts, but it's actually pretty simple to do. If you have a table saw or if you have a miter saw and a router, you can actually build this whole thing. But I'm actually going to do is make one more piece. The great thing about this thing is, basically it's all the same pieces. If you can build the ottoman right here, if you can build this piece right here, you can build the whole thing. And everything is basically the same design. I'm actually going to make one more seat to go right here, so that way it's truly square. It likes to be seating for 8 people. And then I'm going to make some end tables that look like that, just a little smaller with the scrap stuff. So I'm going to actually get back to work. But that caught my eye, so I thought I'd go ahead and get you guys' thoughts. What do you think? I've said I believe the Cowboys are going to be 11-5 this season. We'll actually do another video on this stuff later on when I'm back in the man cave as you get closer to the season. I'm Mark Holmes, and as always, I'm keeping busy. I'll see you soon.